Day 3, another beginning. Music stopped. As I leave the tent, I notice more clouds than usual swirling on the horizon. Before I can stare for long, Lux catches my attention with a wave. I help Lux hurriedly pack her tent supplies into her bag and grab what little preserves I have left for myself. These will barely last me for another meal. You can eat those when we have more distance from him. For now, let's get a better look at how much time we have. Right. Lux takes my hand again, and together we climb up a hill with a clearing above the trees. I can tell she's worried by how fast she's climbing, but never so fast to the point of pulling on me. Even now, she's still staying by my side. Once we reach the top, Lux comes to an abrupt stop and looks out at the horizon. There, do you see that? The morning sun had been engulfed by a sea of clouds as tall as a great mountain, and reaching down to the snowy trees below with its wispy tendrils. The colossal wall of clouds barely moves, but slowly. It inches towards us, its tendrils gradually wrapping around the trees ahead of it, as if dragging itself across the forest floor. Is that what we've been running from? Yes. The Lord, as he's known. He hunts anyone who trespasses on his domain like us. His domain? Lux stretches out her arms and slowly turns toward me. This forest, all of it, as far as your eyes can see and even farther, they're all his. We aren't supposed to be here. But you live here? And travelers cross through these parts on occasion, right? By horseback, he's not too difficult to avoid. But on foot, we'll have to spend most of our daylight hours avoiding him if we want to live. Especially with the snow winter brings. I see. A familiar sense of dread settles within me. The sense that I'm out of my element, precariously balancing on death's doorstep. One false move, and I tumble down into the clutches of the Lord. Or the freezing cold. Or... Lux has been watching me worry. She doesn't say a word. She only grabs my hand. For a moment, she doesn't move. She merely continues to hold my hand. We lock eyes. I can't read her solemn expression, and yet I feel at ease. I'm not sure what to say. Ready? Just as quickly as the moment came, it passed. I shake myself back into reality and nod. Lead the way. Hands still locked together, we march down the hill and begin our escape from him. A few more hours pass, marching in mostly silence. I'm beginning to get used to marching in the snow, so Lux and I gradually pick up the pace. Part of me wants to sprint ahead, away from him. But another part of me realizes I'll lose more time by tripping over myself in the snow if I do that. So we continue marching on. Seriously, am I dead? As always, Lux isn't much of a conversationalist, though I have learned to bring up one topic if I ever wish to pique Lux's interest. Say, you remember the trick you showed me the other day with the Zeo and the hares? Yep, what about it? Lux only ever looks back when we're talking about magic, even if only briefly. Well, I was just reminded of it while looking at some icicles melting off the tree branches and how they sometimes refract light similar to Zeo's sparks. Zeo isn't a naturally occurring spell. It was completely sentient made. That is, someone crafted the spell by hand and documented it ages ago. If memory serves me well, it's one of the oldest sentient made spells, actually. Oh. Which means they had to have observed a similar phenomenon occur in the natural world before committing it to a spell. You're wondering where the Zeo guy got the idea for the spell, right? Exactly. Spells are impossible to create purely from one's thoughts after all. Those thoughts come from somewhere in our reality and make their way into every spell that's ever been crafted. I even wonder if your version of the Zeo spell was influenced by the sights and sounds you experienced living in this forest. Maybe so. I used to climb up the trees and play with the icicles when I was younger, tearing them off and smashing them against the trees. That sounds fun. That sounds crazy. It's a lot more fun when you're bored out of your mind. Sometimes the icicles smash into a mist that shines. Sparkles? Glimmers? Yes, it does that when the sun is just right. I think that's what Zeo reminds me most of. Wait, so you've been living in these parts for quite a while, haven't you? Uh-oh, I don't think she liked that question. Feel free to not dignify that with an answer. It's alright. And silence falls yet again. Just when Lux was starting to warm up to me, I had to open my stupid mouth. Hey. Yes? I was thinking. Yes, I didn't kill the mood. Once we get far enough and set up camp for the night, could you show me more of your spells from your tomb? I let out a giggle, mostly at Lux's sudden earnestness. Of course, I'll read them out to you again. Did any from last night's reading pique your interest? A funny one. Come again? The one with the snail dreams. Right, Escaradine. For such a powerful spell, it's surprising that one of its side effects is inflicting the receiver with snail visions only when they sleep. I'd heard of dream magic before, but never anything so specific. Or I could have sworn that I heard Lux let out a chuckle just now, but she digs her face further into her scarf to muffle herself. I'm sorry, it's stupid. Don't worry. Spells with strange effects are some of my favorites. I dedicated a whole chapter to them in my notes. Can we read more tonight? Of course. The silence eventually settles back upon us, but somehow the lack of words feels less like a wedge between us and more like a blanket covering the two of us. Marching together as one, we continue onward. Her grip around my hand tightens, and she keeps looking behind us with an intense glare. Lux, what's wrong? You said we've gotten far enough from him, right? Shh. Lux leans in close to me, refusing to stop marching for even a moment. Someone else is following us. Who? Lux scolds me for raising my voice with another shush before continuing with a whisper. I don't know. We can't camp here. If they don't leave us, our only choices will be running or fighting. I've never had to do either before. Maybe I'll do neither and die already. What are you doing? Snap out of it. Just then we hear a low growl in the distance. Lux snaps her head around and locks eyes with... Too late. 3 beasts emerge from the shadows, each donning a menacing pair of canines and a bloodthirsty stare. Dagger wolves. This is bad, right? We won't be able to outrun them. What? Quiet. The beasts lower their stance and respond to my shriek with louder growls. Loud or sudden movements will provoke them. Then what do? We're going to die here. This isn't happening to me. This isn't happening to me. It isn't. It isn't. It isn't. It isn't. It isn't. It isn't. I'm sorry for being a selfish, stupid girl. In a time like this, all I can think about is what could have been. Another night by the campfire. With you. You cradling my hand in yours as we sit there in silence, even if only for just a moment. The warmth of the crackling fire enveloping us in an unspoken serenity. Don't. I'm sorry for thinking of something so selfish at a time like this. I'm sorry for dragging you down. Don't let go! Huh? Look at my hand. Lux's hand is on fire? When did that... Answer quickly, is this magic? Fire isn't burning her at all. In fact, it appears the fire is emitting from her glove. Yes, it is AGLIO, I believe. A more powerful fire spell than Agi. I didn't know you. I don't know any fire magic. And then how did you... It started when you were freaking out and wouldn't let go of me. Whatever you did, it's saving our lives. The beast's gazes fixed onto the fire in Lux's hand begin to slowly back away. I don't know if the spell will continue if Oh, whoops, wrong voice. I don't know if the spell will continue if you let go of my hand. Alright, I won't let go. Good, let's see if this is enough to scare them away. Right. Lux waves her flaming hand in front of the beast, drawing an arc of fire across the air. Yeah. With lowered ears and faint whispers, the 3 beasts back away quicker now. With a couple more fiery swings, 2 of the beasts run away with their tails between their legs. For the last one has a feral, hungry look in their eyes. Drool drips down from their open jaws as they lower their stance, seemingly ready to bet all odds on this kill. This doesn't look good. No, it doesn't. Get back. Ah! Lux tears free from my grasp before I find myself tush first on the snow. The beast lunges toward Lux and she, with a single swipe through the air, cuts open the beast's belly. The beast lands with an uncomfortable splat, no longer moving. I hear something much lighter land softly on the ground nearby. Lux's glove? I notice her cradling her hand, now missing her glove. No, not a hand. A claw? Ah. It's magic. One of the other spells that I use. Really? Do you know his name? Could you show me more? Not right now, no. Come on, let's set up camp here. The dead body of their leader will scare off any of the other dagger wolves that want to mess with us. Right, another one of your survival tactics, right? Yep, not pretty, but better than spending the night running, don't you think? Fair point. I help Lux set up our campfire and tent near the beast's body. The body has an unpleasant odor, but Lux doesn't seem to mind. She's already made it clear that she's used to the presence of death, but I still haven't acclimated myself to it yet. While I can barely look at the body, Lux has already torn some pieces of flesh off the carcass, and it's currently roasting it over a fire. You gonna eat? Oh no, I still have some I've had at my coat, and realized the last of my food is no more. So, you know how snow hares eat bark? You think I can? No. Right. You're not very good at this whole living thing. Lux's out-of-pocket observation causes me to chuckle. You may be right. At least you're here to chaperone me, slay any beasts that come my way and whatnot. Give yourself some credit. The fight would have been a lot tougher if it wasn't for your fire magic. My fire magic? But I still can't practice any magic. But you knew about the spell when I didn't. Somehow, with your knowledge and my magic ability, together we were able to cast AGLIO. I had heard of dual casters before, but I never... Wait, I can practice magic with you. Together, we can... Wow. Do you think we can, like, fly? Probably not. Right, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but still. I can't believe I can practice magic, and it's all thanks to you. Again, I didn't do everything, so thanks for being smart. I'm not used to taking compliments. No problem. I bashfully down at my feet when I notice... Ow! Has that cut on my hand always been there? Must have been the spell. Sorry. Right, the claw spell. Yes, the claw spell. Maybe you could show me it now? If it's no bother. You're bleeding. Should take care of that first. Oh, right. What if we used a healing spell like Dia? Now that we can practice magic together, I can envision the spell for you and you can cast it onto me. Just tell me what to do. Great. I ask Lux to hold out her hand into mine, and with my other uncut hand, I grab onto hers. I imagine casting Dia, and all of a sudden, a faint, verdant glow appears around Lux's hand. Is it working? The cut doesn't seem to be getting any better. It still stings as much as it did before the spell started. Feel anything different? Not really, no. It's fine though, it doesn't hurt that much. I guess I was getting a bit ahead of myself. Want to try Kerki again? Yeah, we should see if we can replicate it. Holding hands, I try imagining fire once again, this time more clearly trying to summon Agi. Just like with the beast, fire rises out of Lux's hand once again. I stop concentrating on the spell, and the fire on Lux's hand quickly goes out. Agi seems to be just as responsive as AGLIO before. I'm not sure on the specifics, but it looks like we won't be able to use healing magic on each other by sharing spells this way. But we can shoot fire. At least, yes, but I'm sure there are other spells we can use if we put our minds to it. Just not the very important art of healing, I suppose. You should at least wrap up the cut up with something. Use some pressure to stop the bleeding. Oh, you're right. Here, let me help. Lux fidgets with the end of her sleeve a bit until she finds a good grip on it, then tears off a piece of cloth. She then snugly wraps the cloth around my hand a few times before tucking the loose end of cloth underneath the flap. There, all done. Wow, you're good at this. Yeah, another survival tactic you could call it. One you'll have to pick up on pretty quickly if you can't use healing magic. As if on cue, my stomach rumbles at Lux's mention of survival. Right, you still haven't eaten. I guess that's still pretty important. You want some? Lux holds out a piece of cooked meat. The meat from the same carcass lying next to us. I guess I don't have much of a choice. There you go. I grab the meat from Lux and inspect it for a moment. Although it's burnt in a few places, the meat looks surprisingly edible in its current state. Still, knowing that this meat came from a beast that I saw alive moments earlier, it makes me uncomfortable. At the same time, rah! This is what you get, foul beast! I chomp down on my would-be killer's roasted flesh and it tastes edible. Well, either I finish this meat or starve, so I continue eating. Lux softly claps in applause of my brave achievement. Atta girl.